A very good morning and a very happy new year. I do hope that 2022 turns out to be a fantastic year and one filled with joy and happiness. This is the first video that I'm posting at the beginning of the new year. Now, there have been many interesting topics that have caught everyone's imagination over the last 1 year, particularly 2021. And I don't want to go through all the challenges and everything else, that we have heard, we have seen, and we have spoken about. What I'd like to do is take a quick brief minute and comment on this concept of the big resignation. And almost everyone's turning around and saying that 2021 has truly been a year when people have attempted to discover themselves and therefore decided to do other things. And I think the pandemic has taught us many interesting lessons, and one of them is to connect with ourselves. And I think when you start looking at leadership, certainly many interesting challenges for leaders as we look at 2022. Many employees, many of us as individuals, have finally connected with our own core purpose. We have asked ourselves some fundamental questions. And as we've questioned ourselves, we have come to answers which are very different as compared to how we have led our lives thus far. So it is not surprising when people are turning around and saying that I don't want to continue to live life the way it was. I don't think I am in the right place. I don't think I'm going to achieve my own purpose, my own ulterior goal for which I think I was born. And therefore, I need to look at new vistas and new opportunities. Of course, digital has opened up newer avenues as far as income is concerned. Gig workers are aplenty, and therefore you don't really need to wake up early in the morning, slog through the day, to make your two ends meet. You can do that from the comfort of your home. You can do that while being with people who you truly love. And you can nurture your families in a manner which was very different from the way things were earlier. So what happens to managers? What happens to leaders? What happens to organizations? When individuals and employees turn around and say that they are looking for an organization which is much more purposeful as compared to what they have experienced thus far. And I think the job of managers and certainly leaders is to truly step up and understand where employees are coming from. And that can only happen if you are a leader who has tremendous empathy with his own team members. And this is something that I find dramatically missing today. Everyone has understood how to manage by metrics and numbers, sitting behind the screen, looking at a spreadsheet, and then reading out the right act. But have you truly understood what that human being, what that individual employee needs, what motivates that individual, and how can you make sure that you're going to help that person become better so that they can achieve their ulterior purpose? And no wonder there is this great resignation that articles, dreams and dreams of them are being written today. I think it is time for leaders and managers to step back, become much more empathetic towards their employees, truly understand their needs, and then make every effort to help them achieve their needs, which ultimately will help them to achieve their personal goals and the organization to achieve its. I'd like to share a real incident from my own career and my own life. Several years ago, I had a very senior colleague on my team. He went through significant hardship and had decided to quit. And when I sat and had a chat with him, he said, Manoj, look, I don't want to let the team down. I don't think I'll be able to focus. I need to take care of a few things which are very difficult to manage, particularly for me, unless I take 6 months off. I told him to give me a couple of days. And I got the rest of the team together and I said, look, we have a senior colleague. This is a situation, incredibly tough. There is no way that he cannot manage it till he really takes time off for 6 months. We have two options. One is I accept his resignation and then we go look for another colleague and continue life. The second is all of us decide to put in extra effort, extra hours, and then give him the confidence that he has a home here. And 6 months later, he can just walk back in and continue to work. My team thought hard. I still remember the silence in the room. And then I asked them to really be very, very careful in terms of helping us make the decision, because that meant that each one of us would have to give a little more of ourselves till our colleague came back. 15 minutes later, the team voted and said, no, we are a family. And what's the point in saying we are a family when somebody amongst us is in real trouble and we throw that person under the bus or just abandon that individual? We are a family. We're going to behave like a family. We will step up. That's the decision we took. 6 months later, the colleague was back. He's a very senior executive today within the IT industry. And I'm very, very pleased that we took that decision. I think if you're an empath, if you truly are a leader who cares for his people, if you truly believe that an organization is an extension of a family, please demonstrate that. It just cannot be a few words. Actions have to follow. I'd like to end today's video post by quoting my favorite poet, Henry Longfellow. And he said, tell me not in mournful numbers that life is but an empty dream, for the soul is dead that slumbers and things are not what they. Enjoy 2022. Good luck and all the very best.